Emotions and self-care. This is really interesting. Self-care is definitely something that we try to focus on because it's very important. However, people can misunderstand what we're really doing with the emotions. Emotions in its sense is a sense. It's really to feel out what's happening. It is an indicator of something being off or being more truthful, but most people don't know how to kind of navigate this feeling. They have a feeling, it feels or presents as absolutely real to that individual, therefore they take it as a truth. Hmm, this is tricky because generally people kind of separate themselves into either an emotional person or a logical person. They kind of take in the sensory information as an emotional person, therefore having the full experience of what that feels like to have that action happen to them or around them, and the logical person deducing what it is that the things that come together kind of summate in one unique solid version is also not very great because it lacks the empathy and feeling and emotion of it all. But they're really to balance each other out. And when they balance each other out, they kind of make it a little bit more real to life. So, whereas you might have an emotion, well, let's take somebody who's in pain, but they love jogging and they have pain in their knee, but they do it every day and they've been doing it every day for a real long time, so they're going to do this jogging thing, even though they're in pain. Well, that is an emotional reaction. They really bond with this, what this jogging represents, this feeling of movement outside, maybe outdoors, and it's important to them, so they identify with the emotion. However, logically, their bodies tell them, hey, you're in pain. You need to take time to relax. It's not a very good thing. So this is where you can see, even though you really feel that it's good, the body's telling you something different with the logic. If it comes together, all it means is, well, there's a greater symbol of what this feeling is that I'm truly lacking, so I need to do this action to get it. And the logical part, well, you are in pain, you need rest, you need to recover. Probably telling you that your body's out of balance or what you're doing is not a balanced action. And kind of prompting you to look a little bit deeper than just the emotional reaction to this thing. And generally, you can tell it's a emotion style thing, which is something symbolizing a deeper issue. And this is generally what causes conflict in communication with people, because there's a deeper issue that hasn't been kind of dug into, which is really going to allow you to release what that feeling represents and therefore get to the core of it. And then you realize that thing is not as important as you once thought it was because it was just a symbol or an action to represent a more true form of what you're really trying to discover. So all this being said is senses is a great way to take in information, which leads to kind of an emotional, visceral reaction. However, when taken out of context without logic and kind of reality in a sense, to kind of balance it out, it will always be true to you. It might not be true to the other person, and therefore there's a conflict of realities between the communication, and this really causes two people that really want to generally help out each other to dislike each other or have issues with an individual, and they don't really need to exist. So, in the way of self care, the idea is to balance these things out so there's greater communication, or you have a better ability to communicate what you truly feel or what you truly think in a way that it's easy to adapt and understand for the other person. And that's what self care is about, balancing things and reducing the stress that's caused by the lack of that balance.